welcome back to Slothbox. Ladies and gents, I'm joined by Irish prospect Steven Cairns. Steven, how are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Firstly, I want to go right back to the start. I want to know, how did you first get into boxing?
Jeez. I was 7 years old. I used to try every sport I could.
Mm.
Boxing, football, everything. And my dad brought me down to the boxing gym when I was 7. We were good friends with Gary Spike O'Sullivan, who
Oh,
was
yeah.
a boxer from Cork, Ireland as well. And he was telling us, come down to the gym all the time, come down to the gym. So we finally went down and just loved it. Ever since went down, I just had that, when you just have that thing, like, I'm good at this. Do you know what I mean? I was just like instant straight away. And yeah,
at what moment did you realise this is it? This is the career path that I'm going to go down?
Do you know what? It was pretty early enough. I think it was like I was literally like 10, 11 years old. And I remember telling my, not even secondary school, my primary school teachers, I'm going to be a professional boxer. And they're like, yeah, but you got to do your school and you got to do this. I genuinely, I'm going to be a professional boxer. That's what I'm going to do. And I said it from back then, and it was just in my mind.
And here you are now, mate. But you went on to have quite the amateur career, 7 times national champion, a European silver medalist, and that speaks for itself. But with the amateur background, I just wanted to know, what was the decision to turn pro at such a young age?
I think as an amateur, I always had like a pro style. I never had like, obviously I've won national titles and stuff, but I always thought like I didn't have that. It's kind of more like springy, fast, all that. I'm more like, I'm looking to knock you out. So, and even going to the atmosphere of the pro fights, the ring walks, the people screaming every time you hit someone. When you hit someone in the amateurs, it's like, oh no, don't hurt them. But in pro boxing, it's like, get him. So I love that.
Yeah.
And it gets me up for it. I love it.
So you mentioned your style there is obviously more suited to the pro game. Do you think even the amateur experience put you in like a good position when you finally did turn pro?
Yeah, 100%. I think the amateurs just get you comfortable with being in the ring, having punches coming at you. It's just like literally doing the amateurs is like your apprenticeship. Then going into the professionals, you're still doing your apprenticeship, but you've got a good foundation. You know what I mean?
I was just looking at Boxrec earlier, and your first 2 fights, they were abroad, away from the UK, in Spain and in Germany. I just wondered, first of all, what was that experience like? And secondly, why? What was behind that decision?
So it was lockdown. There was literally no one who was struggling to get fights. And I got offered fights. First fight in Spain, and they were like, "Oh, would you go to Spain?" Like, "Fuck yeah, let's go." You know what I mean? I'm up for it. So we went out to Spain. It was behind closed doors. It was literally just me, my dad, my uncle, and that was it. All my family couldn't go or anything. They could watch online, but literally just behind closed doors. Went over, beat up some Spanish dude. Then we went out to Germany, Dusseldorf. That was just after lockdown, and I got offered that on like 2 weeks' notice.
Yeah.
But I was just in the gym. I was ready. My weight was good. But yeah, let's go. So we fought in that, and I was able to bring over a crowd this time with me. And in 2 weeks' notice, we had like 40 people come over to Germany.
Yeah.
Went in, fought the dudes, knocked them out in a minute and a half. Then we all went out afterwards and celebrated.
That sounds quality. But I bet that those 40 people that came over sounded like 400 on the night.
Yeah, unbelievable. Compared to my first fight, no one there. To that, it was unbelievable.
But since then, you're now with Dave Coldwell, and you've got some cracking talent in the gym. Hopey Price, Jordan Gill, yourself. What I just wondered, with such great talent in the gym, what's the atmosphere like on a day-to-day?
It's just good vibes. It's just learning, everybody pushing each other. we're all looking at each other like, hope he does one thing great, Jordan does another thing great. So we're all looking at each other saying, geez, I could bring that into my game, do you know what I mean? So it's just good learning from everyone, and obviously they're a bit ahead of me. So, and even to be, we're all around the same size for sparring. So it's perfect.
But with like someone like Jordan in the gym, he's coming off of a loss now against Kiko in his division. I just wondered, how does that affect the atmosphere in the gym? Because obviously, I see you on Instagram, you're a tight knit gym. You're all, you're good mates as well as just gym partners. How does that affect things in the gym, and where do you go from there?
Obviously, down at the fight, it was shit. It is what it is. We weren't happy with the way it went. But this is boxing. It's going to happen, and you can either stop or you can come back and fucking just get better and learn from it. It's only a loss if you don't learn from it.
Exactly, mate. But we mentioned, obviously, you're in Coldwell's gym, and he's been around the sport for such a long time, trained quite a few champions, and he's got respect worldwide for being such a great trainer. What's it like working under someone like him?
And the knowledge the man has is crazy. He knows every inch of the boxing ring and every little bit of movement, and it's just like we're covering all aspects of the game. It's not just like he's not just like making us do one thing and then get good at one thing. We're literally covering everything. So when the time does come and we step up to them 50-50 fights, then world title fights, we got it covered.
Just moving on from the gym, you finished 2022 with you're 4-0 now, and I just wondered, you ended it positively, but are you happy with the way the year went?
Yeah. I would like some more activity. I got 2 fights last year, a lot of stuff going on, but this year I want 4 fights. I want activity. We're gonna have a fight announcement, I think, this week for my next fight, and it's gonna be pretty soon. So I'm looking forward to just getting back in there, and then hopefully let's have 4 fights this year.
Yeah.
And going into next year 8-0.
You mentioned your next fight, the announcement's going to be coming soon. Do you have any idea? Well, obviously you do, but when that fight will be, and maybe I'm not sure if you can say, but what card that will be on. But also, what's the opponent like? How are you feeling about this fight?
So it's going to be February time. That's all I can say about that. It's going to be February time until the announcement. But we're looking at an opponent, good strong opponent who's going to come in, his game. He's going to want to try knock me out, which is what I want.
Yes.
I want someone who's going to throw punches at me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's another step up in opponent, and we're going to keep climbing levels.
Exactly, but moving on from yourself a little bit now, I just wanted to try and get some predictions from you. There's talks of Fury Usyk. I think that's the fight that all boxing fans want to see. But I just wondered, for you, is Usyk going to be the man to finally put that loss on Fury's record?
I don't know. I really don't know. Fury's so big. He can box. He's now shown in his last couple of fights he can bang. It's like he's going to be a very hard man to beat. And with Usyk being a lot, like I seen a head-to-head with him. They were at the last fight. They went head-to-head in the boxing ring.
Yeah.
The size difference. Jeez, it's like I would have to fancy Fury, but if there's any man to beat Fury, it's Usyk.
Exactly that. Staying in the heavyweight division, there's talk of AJ. He's now decided what trainer he's got. Hearn recently said a few days ago that they're going to have not sort of a fight to get the rust off, but just a level below where he wants to be. The Furies, the Wilders of the world. But I just wondered, do you think that's a good move? There's people saying that it will be Franklin that he's fighting next in April, or do you think he should just go straight into that Wilder fight?
Well, Anthony Joshua is at the stage of career where he can do what he wants. Is he coming off the back of 2 losses, or am I wrong?
Yes, 2
He
losses
is, isn't
both
he?
to Usyk.
Yeah. So do you know what? He'll want an opponent that's not elite, that's not proper elite. He'll want another opponent to get back into it, do 10 round or 12 round or whatever, and then go into the big fights. And I don't blame him. He can do what he wants. He calls the shots at this stage of his career.
Last prediction that I want to get from you. Tank Davis won the other night, but now there's talks of, is he going to fight Ryan Garcia? Apparently contracts have been sent. Apparently they haven't. You know what boxing's like, but that will be a mega fight if it is made. Who are you going to lean towards for that fight?
Jeez, it's a massive fight, and I'm really, fingers crossed it happens. But I would have to lean towards. I'd have to go towards Tank. But don't get me wrong, Garcia. A lot of people are gonna doubt Garcia, but he could literally shock Tank very early with that fast left hook, because Tank does get hit a lot early. So it's kind of like, it's really, I think if Garcia is going to win, it's going to be early. And I think if it goes past 6 rounds, it's Tank Davis by KO.
Perfect. Well, the last question from me, I just wanted to figure out, you say you want 4 fights this year, but think of it, we've just had Christmas now. Think to next Christmas, it's the end of the year. You're with your family, you're celebrating. What has Steven Cairns done by the end of 2023? Where do you hope to be?
I'm going to be 8-0. I'm going to be up to 8 rounders, and I want to fight for maybe a youth world title or something like that.
Yes.
By 2023. If not, by the end of 2023, 2024, kicking it off with a youth world title.
Well, perfect, mate. Thanks for your time. I've been Lyndon Dixon. He's been Steven Cairns, and we'll see you again for the next one.
Cheers, mate.